Abusuafo ye mamo akwaba biem e de ba eye Pinax TV so na emprempren a me no waka say die wo de wani bobremu e wo Ghana ha issues a ekoso a amanfo bebe na interest e wo mu de enya asem ketu na ensem a ekoso sisi amanfo bebe na ahya ase kasa efa ho no enya nsem bia se Rev Obofour ho nsem na enya ono nko a oni eye okonfo Agradaa na Rev Obofour ene eye okonfo Agradaa nsem a ekoso amanfo bebe na ahya ase kasa se da bi Ghana I was say your story where they when you say the slogan oka Ghana wake up Ghana stand up emraso say Ghana my best sorry because ohwe eye sofu mu a ne okonfo edentokwa esie ni ewo social media enya ade asebe eda form na ase ade a ejo na ade asebe ye beka ede ho ye ho kaka asofo eko beef ekoso na beef by na ekoso enya nwumtufuo beef na emu osofo ene eye akonfo beef na nsem iguso ekoso no na mafo call say dabi na na dadan kwakufo ado onu akwakoye ba mpani a ote o man yiso una wo ye gentleman na se kurade eye nsem betu ja say wonko ofo ehye wase ka so mo be di club ho na so mo show interest wo ye flag beba mu no o ba be sake wom na wo betimi aye we ya e ba de say na sebi abofo na say asofo ye say ya wontimi enkasa me no ka say na wo ahoma ne so a nsem a ekoso no de do so na nsem we aba me ye sure say what but before as ye beba so na wo de waje ntwa ba no pe say ebusuafo ye ntie nsem kakra Rev Obofour sofo mu a APC sofo o kan ya ifine no amafo chirema da bi osofo pa de sese wo de nsem bi atise etuja
we are shawo tutu ni konfo what bottom ukunu kwasiam pani no we ye bema timitimi kama dwane kire no fo se enta do kono habai wate ememu nyina nsem hwe ofiri se wakọ ba bia gumu a se meka me oba obeka me ma betano oba be na kasa nkura ase so te sewo na no kokwa unu busa se wogu kwa oma nyina ni mas emodi so firi kwa obi abrempon ya titiri ne firi wo hwe madam ne fomo atroma wona na ebibi ntira uboda mana
While we've chat a video, yeah, now would say some if we a Rev Obofour enu ebe ya. Nana, I believe say what ye a beef no Agradaa be reply, but only there it's a different topic and I say different discussion on its own. Yeah, tackle a Rev Obofour and some no. Also for any or comfort into kwa ekosi.
Yes, me da wase pa wa kwanya we awde amame e wo fidie so ansa na no ncha kese nkoma etiefo ne ahwefo nyina honestly menya video ni bi ahwe I think it's lengthy about 1 hour 30 minutes and I've also seen a scepter ekoso Agradaa de ni de enka no kre enye news because Ekamia kwa is a tender TV you know the number one topic of discussion regularly each and every time via a Rev Obofour. Now the question have come because you see on their course, our man for say Christian Council needs to get out. Obekaya, a year by this time, and now we were having pastors expose. We thought say some people will have learned something at least they will have shut up. But Kamia Kwe say in Japan expose no they right after the elections so they've gone back on good they've reverted back to their ways. So their calls on Twitter, on Facebook, I've got many calls a man for workers say in as much as the woman triggered all of these things, Obofour response and the way he actually went about saying all of these things. Some kind per video our attention be him. Now what a man for we need to actually strip him of the pastoral and a bishop man is or soften or mini panel. These are the calls are ever. But I want us to look at it from this way. The first question I make and say, the first question people are asking, another consensus of people is if we ask you know, 24 say so definitely it has been going on. Now I'm not trying to defend Obofour. I'm not also trying to do
because according to the videos the crowd and yet the first time about 3 years Agradaa seen so but we know abroso.
Good. So looking at this response, people are saying say they be now when they be ye we nimbe to TV so ye di watem your occult nipa telling these things which can't be substantiated. It be na he landed in court. He had no evidence. We saw what happened. It was so pathetic. Ameneno, Nyankopon I say nefrim. So you see, these allegations are wild. It can't be substantiated. Now they be I can one sem sir. Now what try so the be court. What try so be my warning. What try say even you resolve the issue by calling Agradaa. Say a year be 2 years. Now still this woman is not persistent. Now it's okay. Onye the oye now the obey was sorry. Then at the end of the day, Oyira wa Obofour in Kwala me something that has whatever that you guys say triplets. Then this woman will come on TV, insult the woman because we back crash neya not 3 at a go
5 in all my 5
but triplets came just some few. You know or your bar sebe me say or your imbamu nyina him for debi
but
yes, because we know say giving birth to one child is not easy. 3 na oba on count at least only ni kunu na inya. Be honest and face him. But ode ube dragging a area bim ube didin area tem calling the wife names and saying things which would disregard the man's wife. Honestly, so we Pope John Paul cry now, he will feel the need to react. But the big question here is it right? Now, we read the Bible now, Romans chapter 12 verse 17 to 21. Because we will say people make argument say even Christ got angry. But you see, anytime you make this narrative, as I make kind of quotation, I go back to Obofour why what he's doing to me it doesn't make sense.
It's wrong. No.
If you look at what the Bible said and what Jesus did, as Christians, no, people are taking it out of context. Now, you were in context, pre-test, and your friend said the context is of the contextual thing that happened. People are taking it out of context. Christ was angry because people were doing things. I don't think Christ went to fight with magicians. I don't think Christ went to fight or have a fight with sorcerers or have a debate with people with atheists. No, he didn't do that. That was the first instance in the Bible. Now, the second thing which is of great concern here is Ebra Yesu Eka say, and I Oshe quotation be Oka say, let's call the fools and let's call the spade until Ose Kwasiano Kwasia. But even that crown, it was for a proverb, it was for a phrase, it was for a story. Obeka say, sema futu bi ano otufua. So Usha Christ no people who are saying say Christ and ye say Christ ye say into Obofour ni buofu no ke ken sem say Agradaa ya shawo sebi. You heard the video say nikunu Agradaa sebi mu fan chemu diava chemi Agradaa menses cry nikunu timi tafre na si onyina, which is very bad. So saying these things on TV and on social media and you think so people comparing Obofour's words to the instances of Christ is out of context. Now, if you read what the Bible teaches us as Christians in Romans chapter 12 verse 17 to 21, this is just a quick one, and yes, be preacher and be bisa. If you read here, I'll say rejoicing in hope. I don't know if I'm at the right place, but I think it's First Romans chapter 12 verse 17. Verse 17. Yes, verse 17 to I think so. Yeah, verse 17 going to 21. So recompense to no man evil for evil. As some Americans also say, pay no evil for evil. And I watch as a recompense. I know yeah, New King James version. Also recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. It is, if it is possible, as much as life in you, live peacefully with all men. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourself, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, the Lord. I repay, saith the Lord. Therefore, if thy enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt not heap coals of fire on his head. Or see, in so doing, you shall heap coals on fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. These things are Christ, the Bible said in Romans, so a serious thing. Good. You see, even Krano, they even go and make a reference. Say, you see, right now, Nyema say, Enkane na Nyankopon beka say, Nyenkane God's word still lives. Me am a Christian. Or say, Onyonko bo wasum and if he slaps the left cheek.
Funny kind of.
Name him and tosa. Wow, bonuka on danipona ya mau. Nipana obe reply or crowd. Easy. So things have changed. But as Christians, should we go on that tangent? No, let's take
like,
that.
Like, can a Christian poor as a pastor?
Yes, and I make us as Christians, no, should we go that way? Now the big question here is, let's take the Christians out of sight. Let's look at this as a man of God. Because we share the TV station I've seen that young men are patronizing his. Me, I'm no fan of Obofour. And yes, but honestly, the way he's carried himself near the I think he's a gentleman. Okay. I don't have anything against him. But any TV stations, what digital, the Facebook, he commands crowd. And even he goes out of the way, give the person money, fly the person. We've heard stories. I've had people above telling me stuff. And these are things God will see it and bless him. But the question is, as a man of God who commands such multitude, is it right? Now, in this same regard, so read Ecclesiastes, that the Bible will tell you, say, there's time for everything. There's a time for peace and there's a time for war. Yeah. But as a pastor and as a man of God, in as much as all of these things, Agradaa, you know, that is right opposite a parish. And omotete a Roman fathers, young men on mobile. Yes, on person Roman fathers. I used to go to that place a lot, usually on vacation and after school. Opposite Agradaa and shrine near the okay. Opposite until you see the cars coming near the. But let's look at the thing here. She is not a believer of God. The time that Obofour took to go on social media, Facebook, to do a 1 hour, 30 minutes video to address this woman on the premise, say, woman, kasa. It is useless. Because I was giving you an instance before this program, say, who Jare? Now we've Jare, now but down phobia be you Toma. It is only the foolish and the stupid one. As some make in contest. Into Jesus Christ air can't no or ma a similar situation like what I'm saying. No, because it's only a foolish and a stupid one. He's saying something a bebu. It is not making who Jare, yes, Kasakwa, who Jare now or bathroom, now but down for be you Toma. Now also Jimmy, who Dinechi, Equa. You are the most stupid person on earth. That is why the Bible clearly says, the woman clearly is blind. She's blind because she's not a Christian. To us too, and not to her too, we people are some of us who be blind. We follow the footsteps of Christ. And as Obofour, the pioneer or the person who is championing the kingdom of God, you don't need to fight with these people. Yes, a Christ-like Christian. If at the end of the day she's not part of us and she's doing all of this, once she's not come into our territory, what you can do is to keep quiet. That is why the Bible clearly is telling you here, say, do not repay evil with evil. In fact, repay them with good, because at the end of the day, you doing so or paying them with good, you are heaping coals of fire on their. Do you know what is coals? You can't coals are at the end. Charcoal, but coals is hot than charcoal because
the blacksmith for a
good. Tetena the yes kind. Into yet the no can tell ma so. That is what the Bible is telling you. Say when obiya bonya, repay the person with good. But we are not seeing this, and that's the big question.
It's a big question, and one kasa say when Opacher said there is time for everything. Unji say Brennan Sunyankupan kasa Obofour when I said there be. I was say or address this issue. One Ghana phones who say listen it because you see you will say one kasa uti hua ye wetibone. Yes,
Asamoah is a very good thing, but let's look at it this way. All these things are koso. And then you can't Obofour 170 or reply in a year day. One reply sooner a year day. So in as much as Adene Kono say ye cast why you see, and you know very well say it's not true. Yeah. You as a Christian should know say all of these things are various forms of distraction. All of these things are various forms of distraction. Knowing very well, say, Nansiyana, yes, pastor be so for Ewa. Obeka say,
evangelist Ewa.
Obeka say, sir, to me, and now say popularity now gaining within a short span. Baby Obofour. At one instance, we had Kine Japan and Obofour at an event. Obofour pulled more crowd than Kine Japan. He himself was shocked. It is a ding any fame now, Beijing. Ewa software were bad because it was short-lived. 2 years because we shall see. It is here now we know. People are in the mind of people because we as will be on the town from the duffel. In the mind of your haters, no, they will think say you are doing this for trend because the man said your name will die within this time, and you try to do everything to resurrect your name or revive your name. Now the persons whose name is said predominantly feeds on beef to survive will be Agradaa. That is the mindset because you show no and they be an toka. And then only ngege, echna oni swasniga, echna oni say every day she's fighting with her friends and enemies. So she herself ya just say nyankupo ejuma no ye. And let me tell you, God likes an honest sinner than a blatant and a liar Christian and a obia or say or somno a follower. Inti Agradaa we no one say onsum nyame or to gospel, but she's not a Christian. Or yan bosom no. In the sight of God, God knows the woman is being truthful. But musum nyame. But now at the end of the day, you don't do the things which tells or kettles and even shows that indeed this is Christ like. And this is the mirror of Christ. You are disgracing God. You yourself, you are disgraced if you do those things. And that is why I've cited an example. It doesn't matter, say, why, yeah. Men maybe ne can answer, obi so kwasi atro maso. If I should tell you, say, you're a fool right now, you get angry. But you can't cry. Uko fi na uti na ukemu na utikemu na uko fi na ukwaso na uko supermarket. Usi a trouble umaso. Ya trouble umaso cry now. People, not everybody can read it.
Okay.
What happened? So at the end of the day, he is deviating. And all of these things are personal. At the end of the day, the person who stand to gain more.
Agradaa.
And you're Obofour. Agradaa. Because at the end of the day, he's saying all of this. Yes, me na baby Sammy. Why na one Obofour ninya? Oh, one woman be a friend Agradaa. Oh, why come for bar? It doesn't make sense.
Okay, in a way.
It doesn't make sense. Akwesa Akufo-Addo any Shatawale nya beef. It doesn't correlate. Shatawale kasa I hope no or yebia or Ken Sema Akufo-Addo's government, then Akufo-Addo would devote a whole 1 hour press conference for Shatawale. What?
Kasa only time or then
the people ask now I didn't Akufo-Addo ni buefusa. President ni buefusa oh Shatawale the back and saying say men's good wine and what Shatawale
doesn't make sense. Okay. And in some what would kai kasa no bo na your friend is saying Nkofo Christian Council. Yenim say mpembe ni aka Christian Council ho asem. Amanfo chimu adwuma enso ani. Me ambetie de me ni arehye hu say ntokwa ekoso between Obofour and Agradaa no. Christian Council betimi abeba besiesi no.
No, that's some be some member so but there's another question and notion ekoso say this is pre-planned to keep or revive or put them in the news, but that is for another day. In regards to Christian Council, Ghana, you need Christian Council. TNE. Christian Council, you need independence. The next year, that is when Christian Council die. Because you tikrom when you see your Christian Council. A ban is saying in a subject about can once. You tikrom has see. And yes, obi and obi neba aku yin which a picture. We had people coming up saying, say, child rights in Yamanyama. They are taking the people on. As I'm speaking to you now, they are going to jail the person. We understand that. In TSC Christian Council, with this council and the charismatic wine, they stand as an embodiment to actually make sure or sanitize the system because a krubia boniwum and they can't take action. They are not worth it. What you mean can't check because I'm a Roman Catholic. St. Joseph Catholic Church, ni boy man. Where I grew up and I'm a sorry no. Yeah, priest and a Roman father. He goes in accordance with the rules and regulations set forth by the Pope and at the Roman Council in Vatican, Italy. Into your chest, as a Vatican and as a Roman father, there's no need for you to touch ladies behind their waist and deliver them. Okay, yes, sir. What will happen? They will take you off and answer. Yep. So they were sucking a lot of people. That is why you see many of these churches outside. Oh yeah, you ready. But Ghana, we give you all of this big word, charismatic, nothing happens. If something like this was going on in reality, Christian council would have taken the woman on because there's law, there's spiritual things, and there is physical things. But they are not doing any of this, so to compel the man to go out of his way, which is bad, to defend himself, thereby doing more damage.
Okay, I was here for anti Reverend Obofour, any offense where you come for Agradaa. Into Canada, ye ni mu se be na ebe which na end. Send na air can Christian council be any Ghana ha because they be wa ha asofo ho nsem sha se ba ye enye ne yenti omonka e won nsem nyina ho. Ye ni say update ebe fie twaba na ye be fie twaba bia so ye